Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Remember when Hillary Clinton said this?
Why aren't I 50 points ahead?
Well, having said all this, why aren't I 50 points ahead in the polls? Now, obviously, at the time, that was a stupid question, a stupid implication. But in today's election, honestly, I'm genuinely asking myself a pretty similar question. Why isn't Trump ahead 50 points in the polls? I mean, holy frickin' moly, his opposition here is a complete train wreck. I think when you really, truly put it into perspective, when the contrast between the two is clearly outlined, I think the only logical question you could possibly then ask is, how is Donald Trump not 50 points ahead? I want to focus on the messaging of it all, the openness, the transparency. I want to continue to compare and contrast these two candidacies. And especially I want to keep talking about that chart that I've been showing you guys the last couple of days. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. Alright, so going back to that initial Hillary Clinton question, how is it that Kamala Harris is even competitive in this race, considering this? I mean, this right here is unbelievable. These are interviews conducted by the current presidential and vice presidential candidates in this race, and you'll notice a stark contrast. Kamala Harris and Tim Walz essentially do not exist. People don't even know what it is that they're actually representing, what they're offering through their candidacy. It's vote for us because we're not the evil orange guy and we won't tell you too much else. Meanwhile, look at JD Vance. He's going on a media tear, absolutely killing it on all the left-wing networks. The contrast is clear. You have one team that is totally unwilling to do public events, to speak openly, and you have another team that's candidly and openly speaking to the American people. You have honesty versus dishonesty, transparency versus shadiness. And that's really what I'm noticing here. The Trump campaign is out there, and it goes beyond the president and vice president. It's the unity ticket at large. Take a look at this photo right over here. It looks photoshopped, but still I think it's epic. People are posting this saying it's a real billboard in Arizona, and while it certainly might be, this photo definitely seems photoshopped and inauthentic, but anyways, the point is, people are posting this around, and again, I think it's just truly putting it into perspective. It's not just Trump. The whole Trump orbit right now is out there doing media interviews. We've seen all of these characters, even Elon Musk, probably one of the busiest men on the planet, willing to go out there and explain exactly what it is that he represents and what he believes the Trump administration is representing. I think there's a clear difference here. There's one side that wants to have a conversation and another side that just wants to play political games. I think, this is a great example, and let's use one of these characters, one of Trump's surrogates, and one of the public events that they just did in Springfield, Ohio, to make that point. Here's a viral clip with Vivek Ramaswamy on the ground in Springfield that I think really is going to help make this point.
I have one question. My name is Chrissy. You came here from your hometown. We have city officials that live right here in Springfield and have not set up a meeting like this for Springfield. You said your tickets were free, right?
Yes, they are. We're not making money tonight.
Okay, listen to me. But why can't the city officials, I'm serious, why can't the city officials do this? Go to the north, south, east, and west of Springfield, maybe get people that want to come, and find out what they're really living circumstances. And here's why. We're paying for those, right? I've been in Springfield for 66 years. I know a lot about Springfield, okay? So my take is, if you don't talk to people, even Haitians, I have Haitian friends too. I know all of them are over here illegal too. But what I'm saying is, this is a community. If you want to be open about things, talk to the people. Don't just make it seem like President Trump did, like everyone's lying. They don't really know, if they're not living on that side of town, what really goes on. So how will you know about a city if you're not bringing the people together, right, and talking to them? It's called Communication 101.
What's your name?
My name is Chrissy.
Chrissy, I appreciate you being here. So, I'll tell you what I think is actually going on, okay? The first thing I'm going to say may not be very popular in this room, but I'll tell you the truth, okay? This is what I truly believe, so I'm going to share it anyway. Actually, before I came here, I was in City Hall. I met with a number of the city officials. I invited them to be here tonight, actually. I thought it'd be productive, because I don't have the power other than through philanthropy or through public advocacy to change something here. And we'll try to use the power of, my platform voice to cause positive change here. But I invited them to be here because they're in a position to run the city. And I'll tell you what I believe. I know many of you may feel like your leadership doesn't care. I met with them. I don't think that's true. I think I sat there for an hour with them after we met with the Haitian group. I think they actually really do care, at least the subset I met with. And I know that's not a popular view maybe in this room. But I will tell you what I do see happening in the country. I think there's a culture of fear, actually. I think the reason they're not here tonight is not because they don't care about this. It's because they're scared, actually. And I think that culture of fear has spread like an epidemic across our country, where actually what you really need is just transparency. You report to the people. You know, if you work in a company, how many of you anybody in here work in a company, okay? Your CEO is the boss of your company. But people mix this up. When you're in government and you're a city official or you're a mayor or whatever, your boss is actually the people who are in this room today. And it's not just the people in the city who mess that up. That's the federal government as well. And so what I hope to do today is to show that actually talking to the people of Springfield isn't that scary. The way the town council meeting, somebody came up, will be demonized for speaking about their own experience. We're live streaming this for the world to see that actually these are just good, patriotic Americans who love their country and love their city, who are struggling because the people who they elected to run their federal government all the way down have let them down. And you don't have to be scared of actually being face-to-face with your fellow citizens. So I did my best. I can't control what they do, but I did do my best to highlight this today.
You know, you have one side that wants to have the conversation. The other side just wants to play politics. It's so incredibly clear. You know, this has been my whole issue with this whole Springfield situation since day one. The allegations are a little outlandish. I get that. It's a little bit of a crazy story. You might be inclined to not believe it or disregard the story instantly. But what if there's elements that are true? And at the end of the day, it's less about the, viral nature of it all and more about the actual policy. This temporary protected status for these illegal Haitian migrants that's been extended here, I guess, indefinitely by Kamala Harris and Joe Biden?
That is why, also, starting with our administration, we gave TPS, temporary protected status, to Haitian migrants, 55,000. And then more recently, we extended temporary protected status to over 100,000 Haitian migrants for that very reason, that they need support, they need protection.
You know, that's the conversation that people are trying to have. That's the whole purpose of the Trump campaign, or the Trump campaign surrogate, Vivek Ramaswamy, going on the ground and trying to figure out what's going on. Actually addressing the issue, speaking publicly, challenging the issue, regardless of the political optics of it all. You have honesty versus political cronyism and political theater. The Trump campaign is on the ground yet again. They send Vivek Ramaswamy, who tries to meet up with city officials, tries to get some town halls done. Nobody wants to participate. And then when people are asking him tough questions, is this just a political stunt? He responds with all the facts. We're not making money here. And if anything, right now, considering everything that's going on in the media, considering what they're saying about this whole, Trump conspiracy theory in Springfield, I'd say probably the general political suggestion would be, yeah, let's stay away from that topic. But no, the Trump administration says the more controversial, the better. We're not going to avoid hard issues. We're going to tackle them. We're going to get there, be on the ground, have the conversation, whether we were right or wrong, whether we were misled or not. We're going to investigate. We're going to have that conversation. We're going to show up. We're going to do the interview. We're going to follow up. We're going to speak with the people and try to fix the problem. Meanwhile, the Kamala campaign just points the finger, says, haha, see, a bunch of racists, and then totally disregards. They got their little political PR points and then they leave. And again, it makes me ask the question, why isn't Trump 50 points ahead? Can people not see it? Everything surrounding Kamala Harris has been dishonest. It's all been a distraction, a ruse, some sort of dishonest con that they're playing. I mean, for Pete's sakes, what's happening right now is more proof of exactly what I'm talking about. We got the hiding and then we got the dishonesty. The last 2-3 days, of course, the biggest news in the mainstream cycle has been Kamala Harris's failure to secure a Teamsters endorsement as a Democrat nominee. Well, now I wake up this morning and all of a sudden Kamala HQ is posting all kinds of headlines that supposedly Kamala Harris has received the endorsement of state Teamster leadership. I mean, they are just inundating the internet with social media posts like this. Except there's only one problem. This is the reality.
And then we did the research-based polls. And 2 out of those 3 polls leaned Republican. So again, I'll get back to, there's a lot of work that got to be done. Our members are paying attention. And again, a no endorsement, I think, sends a message to both parties that if they truly want to support working people, they have to reevaluate it and understand that nothing is given. It is.
And so it's again the same trend. They're playing games, not actually meeting the people where they are. They're playing elitist crony politics where they use their political might to strong-arm the union leadership to endorse them, but the people don't actually support them. The news is reporting that Teamsters unions in all the different states in Michigan, Wisconsin, Nevada, and Pennsylvania have endorsed Kamala Harris, but it doesn't change the fact that the actual union members from anywhere from 60 to 70% are supporting Trump. And that's not just in the Teamsters union. You have one side meeting the people, you have one side actually uniting different political factions, addressing issues, talking to people, and just in general being transparent and honest, and then you have another side that is trying to manipulate you, avoiding questions, avoiding scrutiny, avoiding interviews and public appearances entirely, and just lying and gaslighting. The question is, again, how is Donald Trump not 50 frickin' points ahead? Anyways, that's pretty much what I got for you guys on this one. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.